Hey there folks, Santee Theaters and Ghost Riders here. We're going to teach you the Old West game of Faro.
All right, gentlemen, place your bets or copy your bets.
I promised to give you a video on how to play Faro. It just so happens River Junction Trade Company also heard me say that. They produce historically accurate handmade Faro layouts and sent one over. The package included the nicely framed green felt board with the cards attached, the dealer's Faro bank, the case keeper, and a deck of cards. I'll explain what these items are used for.
If you don't know, I cannot explain it to you.
Back then, it was also known as bucking the tiger because the early decks featured graphics of a tiger. It goes back a ways and was originally spelled the way of Egyptian kings.
You are speaking with a pharaoh. Kiss my staff.
But by the time it jumped the pond, it was spelled F-A-R-O.
When Bingo was his name.
By the late 1820s, Faro was becoming popular in America. It shows up in countless gaming establishments and saloons well into the 20th century. It was not necessarily a high-stakes game, which made it attractive to players from every economic level. Faro is not played anymore for a couple of reasons.
Only suckers buck the tiger. The odds are all on the house.
No, Doc. Quite the opposite. The house tends to lose too much. I'll explain why in a second.
Would you mind explaining?
It might surprise you all to know that throughout my many years doing Old West reenactment, I never played Faro until recently. It's been at about every living history event our group attended. Guess I'm not much of a gambler. This season, our history department at work teaches Faro to guests in an 86-year-old adobe building that has been in countless movies. It's pretty incredible to walk in the footsteps of actors like Randolph Scott, William Holden, and Ronald Reagan. So, get ready to learn. Don't worry, it's not difficult. Where it gets complicated is in the many ways you can bet. Let me explain.
No, I'll never understand that, so don't try to explain it to me.
The cards from a deck are laid out and glued to a board in rank, not suits. So, we're not concerned with red versus black, clubs versus diamonds, etc. It's the same idea as roulette. You're going to bet on a card you think might come out of that deck. At the top of the game, all bets are placed and the dealer draws out a soda card, which is essentially a throwaway card that balances the deck.
Alright, so when dealing a game of Faro, it's always best to burn the first card. That is what is known as the soda card. Don't ask me why it's called the soda card. I think because the card can burp. Listen closely. Still good.
The next card he deals is your losing card, also called the house card. The last card is your winning card. So, if you placed a bet on the losing card, you lost and the dealer takes your money. If you placed a bet on the winning card, you get double your bet. If neither happened, you just stand pat. That is considered one turn, and these turns continue on until the deck is almost depleted. At this point, the player can leave or place new bets. During all this, you have a card counter who is ticking away all the cards played. Known as a case keeper, this will give you a good advantage as the game progresses. So, pretty simple, eh? Well, here's where it gets a little involved.
Tricky.
You can also place your bets between 2, 3, or even 4 cards by placing the chip in between them. This increases your ability to win, but also to lose. However, if the dealer draws 2 cards from your choices, then they cancel each other out. A pair results in you and the dealer splitting the bet. From my research, it appears some of these game rules might differ from region to region. The choice of high card is a bet that your card will be higher than the dealer's.
This business is not for the weak of heart.
The last betting entanglement happens with an item called a copper.
A copper?
No. This copper was originally a coin that you could place on top of your bet to tell the dealer you're going to reverse the outcome of the next turn. So, it makes the house card, or the losing card, now your winning card. The item later became any non-value token. Here's an original one made out of bakelite, which was an early form of plastic. Back to that case keeper.
Hey, will you pay attention?
If you're paying attention and you get down to the last quarter of the deck, the game is more in your favor because you have a fairly good idea of what's left to bet on. If you're not paying attention and place a bet on a card that's been played out, anyone at the table can yell "dead bet" and take your chip. But by the time you get down to the last 3 cards, the game becomes what is known as calling the turn. Everyone knows what the last 3 cards in the deck are, so no point in betting on those. Instead, the dealer accepts bets on the order the cards are coming out. This pays out 4-1, but in my opinion is a risky bet. Especially if the dealer is cheating, he will fleece you with sleight of hand.
Your thumb swipes across the entire top card.
Cheating, by the way, also contributed to the death of Faro, and if not careful, the death of the dealer. Although the game is easy to play, I understand you may have to watch the video back a time or two to catch on to the different betting techniques. If you want to play online, I'll give you a link or two in the description field down below. The internet will not replicate the dimly lit smoky saloon and other gamblers around you all hoping for that big payout, but it's still fun. If you're interested in setting up your own Faro game for fun and education, please go to the River Junction Trade Company link I provided. A big thanks to them for outfitting our famous movie set. Well, folks, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on down the trail. You're all ready for this rodeo day. Oh, you're so handsome. Ah, look at that.